What's up? What's up? What's up, Kwanza Global family? We're back with another episode. This is episode 8, and today we're going to be talking about that energy, that those of you who drink that coffee early in the morning, or hey, uh, those 5-hour energies, those energy drinks, or something with some caffeine in it. You know, maybe you need some soda, whatever it is. Sometimes you need that boost to keep us going throughout the day. Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about that energy. That's what we're gonna be talking about today on this episode. So, title of this episode is "Get Up and Go," and we're talking about how that energy to get up each day in and day out, night in, night out, each and every day, to do what you have to do, to complete what you have to complete, to start what you have to start, to work on whatever you're working on, to chip away on that goal you're trying to get to inch closer and closer each and every day. To have that energy is important, and it's needed. It's very, very what's the word? Integral. It's crucial. It's needed without a doubt. You can't do without that energy. You can't do without that energy, and you need it no matter what. But where do you get that energy from? And that's the thing. When I think a lot of times we have the energy to do whatever it is we have set out to do or planned out to do, the goals, plans, the milestones we want to achieve, whatever it is that we're working towards in our lives, as we continue to grow. All those things require energy to sustain us, to keep us going towards those goals, those milestones, those achievements, those whatever that we're trying to get to, that we're planning to get to achieve, to reach. It requires energy. And it requires constant energy. Because if not, because at some point that 5-hour energy, it says it in the name, at some point you're gonna, that energy is going to go away. That energy is going to stop. Whether it be 5 hours or whatever it is, there's a limit to that artificial energy you try to give yourself throughout the day. But that natural energy, where nobody has to wake you up, nobody has to shake you, nobody has to pinch you, nobody has to give you something to drink, or something to eat, where it'll just, that will keep you going for a certain period of time. So I'm talking in the sense of, it's that type of energy where as soon as you wake up, you're ready to go, because what you're trying to achieve and the goals and the plans that you have out are it's not even that, how do I put it? It's that energy comes from a place that is essentially with, what's the word I can use? It's essentially just on a constant, like it's always ready to go. It's always charged up. Whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, it's always ready. it's always ready as soon as you wake up. No matter what you're doing, you're always on point. You're always ready to get up and do what you have to do to take action. And it's always just a part of you. It's just a part of you. It's not something that you have to, it's not artificial in the sense you have to take something to really get you to that place. It's the purpose behind it. It's the purpose and the why behind why you're trying to get these whatever it is you're trying to get done. Your goals, your plans, and everything that you're trying to check off, that you're trying to day by day achieve and check off and just progress. Period. That stems from a solid why, a solid and deep why, and a unshakable why that we've talked about before, and a purpose, understanding and knowing that there's a purpose to it all. That energy lies there within the purpose, within the purpose of it all, and the why in it as well. So the purpose of it all and the why as well. You know, so the purpose of it that we talked about before and the why as well. And it's again, it's bigger than just you or that person next to you, and this it's big. It's bigger than that. You know, it's that energy comes from that. Truly, truly, it just comes from that purpose you have. That purpose. What is the purpose of this? What is being intentional? What is the purpose of this? What is the purpose? It is to that why. What is your why? That purpose and the why or whys that won't let you quit. Right? Because there's purpose and then you have that why where it's like you have there's a purpose, there's a reason for why you're doing what it is you're doing or trying to achieve whatever it is you're achieving. And then the why is that motivator, that drive that you think of when you're like, what is, why do I even want to really go out and achieve and or fulfill purpose each and every day? And why do I want to do something, for a purpose each and every day? It's like that why it kicks in as well. You think back and it's like, and you put the pieces together. So it's all connected in that way. The purpose and why, and the energy lies within those. It is. And because those are solid, because those are solid, pieces, of it all, the purpose and the why within it that energy has, it's always charged up. You're always ready to go. You know what I mean? At times when we forget to charge our phone overnight, and then we wake up and we're like, dang, I forgot to charge my phone overnight. You see, your phone already on like 20 or something like that, and you got to put the low power mode on or something, right? And so you can sustain it until you get to charge it, you get the time to charge it, right? That's not the case with when you with that energy. When you have that energy from having that purpose and why, that energy that lies within there, that is just it's just a natural energy. That 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 example I just gave, it doesn't occur whether you're sleeping. When you're sleeping, and once you get up, and then it's time to do what you got to do. That energy is already there. It's not it's like you don't have to plug yourself in a sense, and or wait till later to wait till later to charge up. um, you're already charged up. You're already ready to go. You know, you already been charged overnight. You know what I mean? Um, and and if you do charge your phone overnight, and it's ready to go on 100% to go out, through um, a good part of the day, right? Um, that's the same thing. It's like when you have that energy, that natural energy, you're ready to go throughout the whole day into the night. You're ready. You're ready. You're ready. You're ready. You're ready. You're ready. Because that energy it's naturally a part of, you know, what you're about, within the purpose, within you trying to fulfill your purpose, doing things intentionally, doing things, with that why in your mind, also driving you. That energy is within that energy comes out. It's steaming off of all of that. So that energy is a it's a constant. It's constant. It's always on 100 essentially. On 100 doesn't essentially mean you're jumping off of walls and doing backflips. No, not by any means. But you're productive. You're putting in the work. You're creating. You're putting in excellent work in whatever it is that you're actually whatever it is you're working on or doing. So that is that's that energy that, again, it's not artificial. It's a natural energy that just comes from really understanding what it is you're setting out to do each and every day. What is it's a long game, a long term thing. So it's not something that is like, oh, I've already done this, so what do I do now? And then the energy, you don't feel any need or any drive or any point of really going the extra mile, air quotes around the extra mile, because not really going the extra mile when when you have the energy and you know what exactly is you're trying to do. It's no going the extra mile. It's you're just doing what's necessary. You're doing what you that is needed, that is required, that in regards to putting in the work you need to put in for whatever it is that you're striving towards, that you're each and day by day just progressing for. And you know that energy, again, is not a it doesn't have a limit. Essentially, there's no limit to it. There's no limit to it because nobody, you know there's no again, it's not like a 5 hour energy where it's essentially telling you after about 5 hours or 5 hours, yeah, 5 hours or so, you know basically saying if expect to expect to receive a crash or a dip in energy after that 5 hours wanes off, and hopefully you can sustain yourself after that. That's what but and again, the thing is, you don't want to have to rely on stuff like that. You know what I mean? You don't want to have to rely on that being what you need or crave to wake you up constantly, or to get you going each and every day. You don't want to rely on that in regards to achieving your goals and getting work done productively and well. You don't want to work on those artificial types of, you don't want to use that artificial types of energy, because at some point, you know what I mean, um, it can only do so much for you. You know what I mean? It's limited. It can only do so much for you, and um, especially we're talking over the long haul. I mean, how does that that natural energy still has to be a part of, you still have to have that. You still have to have that natural energy, and get up and go. Get up and get get that work done. Honestly. Um honestly, that energy just it lies within, once you have that purpose and why. It lies within there. It's like, I can imagine purpose on one side, um, why on the other side, right? Like, like right across from each other, and then like literally as uh like a lightning bolt in the middle of them. Kind of like that's the energy in between that that fuels and feeds them both. That's how I'm picturing it. It's within. It's within. It just comes from, once you have those, that energy is already there. It's already there. So it's no matter what you're doing, it's so that energy just, it comes about. Um, and it reminds me of this 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 video that I had watched a couple years back, and I rewatch it again from time to time on YouTube. And it was just and matter of fact, they used to have a website, but it was like a theme kind of thing. That the um Jordan, Michael Jordan, the Jordan brand was doing. And it was just called like the love of the game, and it was just clips of various NBA players, um, and Michael Jordan was Dwayne Wade. I don't know if any of you know, no- have watched them before, but it was Michael Jordan, Mike Bibby, former NBA player. It was Rip Hamilton, aka or Richard Hamilton, aka Rip Hamilton. Who else was it? Dwayne Wade. It was Joe Johnson. It was Gerald Wallace. I'm trying to remember all of them. Chris Paul, and Carmelo Anthony. Am I missing one? Um, I think I got, and Kevin Martin. I think I named all of them. And Kevin Martin. And they were just all it was just clips, about 30 second. It was like 30 second spots. It was 30 second videos of, and they were just, and they were in the it was a outside um basketball court, and they were just hooping one on one um with someone, and they were just they were just hooping one on one, and then against that, the voiceover was them speaking about their love of the game. And uh one of and I bring that up because when they're talking about that love of the game, if you, as you're listening, as this topic that we're talking about, energy, you can also understand what I mean in that, because when they're explaining to you the love of the game, the things that they did just to play the game, like as soon as uh Joe Johnson said, as soon as I come back from school, uh uh mom's was making me get that homework done, and then right after that, he out hooping. Why? What? So after school, cause school, I mean, generally speaking, schools always started early. You know what I mean? Like seven to, like, we talking 7 a.m., 7:30. Classes start at 8, so you got to get there before, start. You gotta wake up early around 7 or 6:30 or whatever, right? So that was back in. We've been doing that since how long now? Elementary, middle school, high school. You know what I'm saying? Like all the way up to we get to college where you know things change. You could do our morning classes sometimes, but you don't have to. But the thing is, like, that means he'll be up early in the morning to go to school. Got to get the homework done too. That'll take some time to get the homework done. Probably eat whatever it is, and all that time, and then still have the energy. Still have the energy to get up and go play basketball. You get what I'm trying to say, right? So, and another one, Michael Jordan, he also had a 30-second video, in that Love of the Game series that they were doing, and he talked about, um, he said something along the lines of, pay, you could pay me a dime, you can pay me a dime, a dollar, or nothing. I'm still gonna go out there and play the game of basketball. Why? There's a why behind it. There's a purpose behind it, right? But I'm still gonna be playing the game. That takes energy. You understand me? That takes energy. What energy do you have to be playing at about to be 38 years old, LeBron James? What energy? What is the energy? There's a purpose and why he does what he does. There's a lot of whys to why he LeBron is plays the way he does, and works as hard as he does. There's a lot of why to it. Oh, you know what I mean? I'm sure he'll tell you that. And there's a purpose behind it, a reason, right? There's reasons and why. There's a reason, and there's um and whys behind it. But with that, okay, you have that. But the energy, Kobe, waking up at 4 a.m., 4:30, 5 a.m., injured, could be resting, you know, laying in bed, chilling until, and working up his grind and all that at 30 something, you know, late 30s, right? But no, he's up at 5 a.m. Um, about to jump from the, what do they call it, the high board, right? And dive into the pool at 5 a.m. recovering. Come on, where does that? What is that? That's energy. That is energy. That is energy. The energy to get up and go. That is, you can't. There's no. They're not drinking 5 hour energies. I promise you that. Why would they at 5 a.m.? What do you need? You know what I mean? Like, to have that energy. You know what I mean? They're not. This is not a. They're not. How you know that drinking 5 hour energies for? We talking 19 seasons in the league, or you know what I mean? These people are. This is long term longevity. We see the track record. We see the results. We see what they do. We see the work they put in. We see the productivity. We see the work. We see the excellence in the results. We can see it. It's evident. That is objective, too, right? No matter what, no one, no matter how many haters there may be, even they can only be haters if you're doing something that's great, really. Because what is there to hate on if it's something that's just average, right? So it's there. The results are there. It's excellent, and it's you can see it. It's productive. And how though? For that long? Energy. Energy. That's what I'm talking about. So in whatever, like, you see all the greats of anything, in sports, in writing, in um whatever it is. What other examples can be in fashion, in music, in technology, in whatever it is, um, ha- handiwork, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Um, there's energy involved to sustain that long term success, that long term productivity. That to sustain that, you need energy. It's just practical. You need that energy. You need it. You need it. You need it to get. You can't with purpose, right? We talked about this before. Purpose and the why, those are needed. Those are needed. But that in and of itself, you how can you fulfill that purpose? How can you fulfill that purpose and be intentional each and every day and going after it, and being productive and putting out good work and putting in work, and the results being excellent and good, and you're doing well? How can you do that on a consistent basis each and every day, long term, without energy? If you're sleeping, dozing off, about to hit your head on the on the floor, about to stumble fall, and someone got to be like, "Yo, are you all right? You gotta not, you know what I mean?" Like every day, where it's kind of like you have to, someone has to give you that spark, or someone has to kind of, you know, push you, or you have to find some way to, get out of, you know, get out of your slumber. Then that you can't maintain. If that's you each and every day, how can you maintain? How can you maintain, or not even, or even start on the road of having that long term success and long term productivity and that longevity in achieving um your purpose, and um the and using and having that why in your mind, and going after it, because that why is that drives you as well. And it's also it adds reason on top of, you know your over your the on top of it, adds reason on top of the purpose you already have, that's already bigger than you. When just that person, it's just, it's something that encompasses everyone, right? That purpose, and then the why on top of it, and the various whys on top of that, right? Within that is the energy is just, teeming, right? It's coming from everywhere. And I'm telling you, you could look at various examples. That energy is always there. It's always there. From all the greats, from all the greats. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, and it's not something that, when you see a lot of these, you know, people that we know of, notable figures that say, that, you'll hear some of them. I can't think of the top of my head, but I mean, I already named some, like Kobe, and you know, that wake up really, really early to get whatever they have to do done. They're not doing it for, because it would be a good story to tell, or it'd be something that is very, it'd be something they could say later on, as a motivational thing, or something cool to say, or, to give themselves a pat on the back for just getting up earlier than everyone else, trying to kind of, you know, give themselves just something to say that they do. It's not, again, it's intentional. There's a purpose behind it. There's a reason behind it. there's whys behind it. It's not a superficial thing. It's not just because it's like just to get up early. It's just like or I'm just an early bird. It's not surface level at all. And that's what some people may think. It's like, yo, how does he do that? This guy's crazy. He's is he crazy? Or maybe that's the best word you can, the best way you guys can describe it. But it's not crazy. But maybe, I mean, it's not crazy at all. But it looks crazy to the average person because they're gonna get up at 10 or sleep in because what there's they're not getting up or doing, or they don't have something that will that is, they don't see the purpose in getting up early for whatever it is that they have to do later on. You know what I mean? Because you what there's no why with that. So that's why that would look crazy, because to the average person who just wakes up at this particular time every day and just it be and does that particular same routine and nothing more, nothing less, that kind of thing, it's going to look absurd to see why. It's like, why would he wake up at 5 a.m. for? And the thing is, those are the things that we've seen because of video, or again from the source's mouth themselves, where they tell you that if it wasn't for them even telling you that, because it's not like it's not like they have to, or it has to necessarily be known by everyone, but regardless of if Kobe told you that or not, he was still waking up at 4:30 a.m. before we knew it. You know what I mean? So that doesn't matter. It's just the fact that we know it now, and it's great for something like this where we're having a conversation about it. Because it lends to give us insight and wisdom and understanding and inspiration into why into something that into why it matters and why it's important and why he did it and why it works and why it doesn't just relate to just him. It doesn't just apply to just him. That is goes for everything that we do or we're doing. But the thing is, it has to be what you really want to do, or again, it starts with the purpose thing. So I would not expect myself or anyone else to go, again, air quotes around, the extra mile, because it's not the extra mile when it's something that is required. It's essentially required. It's needed. It's necessary. It's a necessary thing. It's like, why wouldn't I put in my best effort to be the best I can be in my work, in fulfilling purpose, right? But that doesn't, me waking up at 5 a.m. Um to to fill out paperwork, right, or to fill out to go fill out paperwork, right, um go to the go to the job, go to the office, go to the wherever you work, and kind of just you know and I don't know how, whatever you could, what I mean, you could think like like put all the papers in the cabinets, file them alphabetically, shredding, like why would, I mean, there's no dry to that, because then it's like, what is the, what I mean, there's, again, we're all individuals, so what, how we operate on a day-to-day basis, it's not because you're lazy. per se. That doesn't mean you're lazy, but more so what you're currently doing. Again, there's I mean, it's not like whatever you're currently doing, whatever job it may be, whatever it is, it's not that's not your drive. That's not what you actually want to where you want to be or actually want to be doing for the next 30, 50 years. It's not. Because if that is the case, then that's a different story, right? Like these people that tell you what they've wanted to be since they've grown up, whether it was musicians, athletes, writers, whatever. It's like they've told you like this is what they've loved to do and this is what they wanted to do, and they said this is what I'm gonna do, right? That's something they said they were gonna do and do it, and as a long term thing, and whatever they love, whether it be fashion, right? That's something that and they're doing it and they're succeeding in it because that's what they want to do. Their that's part of their purpose and with and their why and all of that. That's all grouped in there. But when that's not the case, where you're at a job and that's not what you want to do for the next how many years or so years, right? And it's more of a temporary thing, but you're 30 years go by and you're still at that same place, dreading it, right? Or not really putting in the best effort and you at it 30 years later, it becomes, because then you have to ask, that's why you have to ask yourself these questions. It's like, why? You don't have the energy for it because that's not where your energy lies. There's no juice. There's nothing to charge you. You can't. That's not the right you know, charger for you, right? Because it's not where you're supposed to be forever, or for most of your life. But you don't really think about it, right? Because you got to do what you got to do. I mean, it's not like everyone just starts off doing whatever it is that they actually want to do off the bat at times, right? It's not. You get to that place. You get to that place gradually. You get to that place at some point, and you just and then that's when that energy kicks in. But before then, it's like I think you have to be conscious of this stuff, though. You have to be conscious of it, because otherwise it'll. I mean, again, you could just easily believe this is where, I mean, you're just getting by, so it's fine. But each and every day, you're struggling to get the energy to do what it is that you essentially settled to do. So then, why do it? You settled. You said this is what you're gonna do. So put in the best effort to do it. It's not like, you know what I mean. It's not like what you're doing isn't a necessary thing, or isn't an important thing. You know what I mean? Because like we've mentioned, I don't know if it was the last episode or so, where, yeah, I think it was the last episode, where, you know what I mean, we are called to serve as well. We're serving each and every day. So everything, whatever you're doing, is you're serving someone, and it's important, and it's needed, and it's helpful, and it's good. But right, if that's not where, again, you have to really delve deep, and God puts it on your heart too. So pray about it. God puts it on your heart, and you really begin to see a clearer picture, and get it, and really receive that vision of what it is, right? Because everything has its place. Everything has its place. Everything has its timing. So, and God's timing is always perfect. So, again, you may be somewhere where you have to work where there's a job that you have to work at, that's not where you're supposed to be doing for 30 or 50, you know what I mean, 50, whatever. Maybe that's not what you're supposed to be doing for this amount of time. But when it gets to that time, then you can do what it is that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, or long term, right? And various other things that you may um love to do, and God places on your heart and gives you the that direction for, and then you have that clear picture of you know purpose and your why. But then, before then, it's not like you can't have it, but you also understand. And then again, it's also, you understand that where you're at is not it's not permanent, right? But some people will get caught in it thinking where they're at is permanent, or they make the decision to make it permanent wherever they're at, and then but yet their actions and their work ethic and everything reflects that they would rather be somewhere else, or that this isn't really worth their time, right? So why would that? You know what I mean? You're contradicting your decision then. If you think that it's permanent, why wouldn't you put your best work in, right? No one's because no one's holding you, no one's forcing you, no one's putting a gun to your head, nobody's shackling you up, telling you have to stay here, you have to stay at this job, you have to stay at this location. You know what I mean? Um, at that point, then you're only stopping yourself. And then, but once you're able to pass that hump, and understand that, once you have that direction, and again that purpose and that why solid, and you know where it is you're going, no matter where you're at the moment, but you know where you're going and what you're progressing towards and what you're doing day in and day out to achieve what it is you have to achieve, in regards to purpose, and then that why, in your mind, that energy is there. It's going to be there. It's going to be there. You'll see these motivational speakers, these, great speakers, and people that, what I mean, create, and just creators in this digital age and all this stuff. It's like it's like, how are they able to put out this each and every day, or be able to, have, they have, I mean, they're always up, right? It seems like they're always up, right? It's almost like you're always seeing it. It's not magic. It's not. And it's no formula either. There's no recipe to it either. It's just energy. They're themselves. They're just being themselves. They're just doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're living with purpose. They're living in purpose, and they have their whys. They have their their that drive. But within that, why you're always seeing them at work, working, and doing something, is because of that energy. I mean, it's practical. There's nothing else. There's nothing else really about it. It's that energy. And that energy comes from what they're doing, from their work, that God has given them to do, has commanded them to do, has blessed them with, and that work is, work is a beautiful thing, you know, you know, it's a beautiful thing, and it's more beautiful when we realize, that God gets all the glory from all the work that we put in, especially, and He supplies that energy, because we're doing what we were, called to do in serving within that work. We're also, again, doing things intentionally and with purpose. There's a purpose, the whys behind it, and it's all connected. And God's giving you that energy, whether you realize it or not. God's giving you that energy, and He's giving you purpose That's he's giving you purpose. There's a reason why you're on this earth. There's a reason why you're breathing right now and living and doing. There's a reason. There's a reason. There's a purpose for it all. And then the whys that you have, the people in your life, mom, dad, sister, brother, all the people around you, your loved ones, and then you know what I mean, and those whys and just again and again the purpose, and of course the purpose itself, that together, God's gonna sustain you. He has to. He's giving you a reason for you being here, and for you to be able to do and put in work, and put in work well, right, and create well and all of that. So why wouldn't he sustain you? Why wouldn't he give you the energy to keep on going, and to give him the glory, you know, to give him the glory with it all. And yeah, so that energy is there once you have that purpose, that why, it gives you, and that energy is efficient because you have direction too, you know, whatever it is. You can be doing a bunch of different things. The point is you still have direction. You could be a musician. You could be on the Kanye West tip, kind of thing. You can be he's a home musician. He's a, you know what I mean. He's a rapper, producer, entrepreneur. He's a fashion designer, fashion mogul. If you I should say rather a fashion mogul. You know what I mean? I mean, businessman. You know what I mean? Like he's all of that. You can say the same thing, with like a Jay-Z. You can say the same thing with a LeBron. You can say the same thing with anyone really. That a lot of these notable figures. Serena Williams. You can say the same thing about Will Smith. You know what I mean? They have all these gifts, talents, and abilities, and but there's direction in it. You know what I mean? It all works together. It all works together. It's all connected. It all works well within one another. It all transitions well, and it's not by mistake. It's not by magic. It's not by a stroke of luck by any means. There's a reason behind it, and energy, man. That energy. They're always doing something. There's always doing something, and we're not any different from them. You guys have, you have to understand that we're not. We're all like that. We're all like that. We all can do that, and be whatever it is that we have the gifts and abilities and the capabilities to do, and whatever it is, whether it be fashion, whether it be music, whatever it is, sports, whether it be your singing, writing, dancing, acting, whatever it is, motivation, speaking. If it's grace for you, then go out and do it, and you will have the energy for it. That is a promise. You will have that energy to do that. But again, you have to, that purpose, that why, that direction, and then that's the thing. Once you have those things, those everything else that all this stuff that we're talking about become byproducts of having that, right? God doesn't do things just to do things. Everything is in order. Everything works together like clockwork, like that, like on point, right? So that purpose, that reason, that's that foundation, that purpose of it, the reason why you're doing it, that's the crux, that's it. And then it's like why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? It's like I could tell you why. I can give you a big why. I can give you a couple reasons why. You know what I mean? And then you have that on top of it. It's like Kwanza Global. The purpose is to change the world. Is to impact the world. is to show people, authenticity, to live in purpose, to understand you have a purpose as well, and inspire through that, through being authentic, being real, through living in purpose ourselves, to living in purpose ourselves, so you understand that we do have a purpose. There's a reason for us being on this earth. We don't just come and go. There's a reason for us being on this earth, and inspire through within that, within us doing that, inspiring, right? That is that's our purpose right now, and then that is and to impact the world globally and take that across the global, that message, for people to see that, understand that, and to hopefully apply that to their lives. That's the purpose, right? And then God will receive all the glory, with in doing that work, right? And then again, like I said, those whys, you know, all the work my mom put in raising me, and in raising me, and in instructing me, and disciplining me, and correcting me, and instilling the faith in God that I have to this very day in me since I was young, right? All of that, I'm gonna let it just go to waste because of what? Why would I let that go to waste? I have to. Nah, I am. You know what I mean? Like Kanye said, look at my kids. It's the proof of me. I'm the proof of my mom. You know what I mean? I'm the proof of my mom. Like, when you see me, that I'm her son. You know I'm her son. You know what I mean? That's I'm her legacy for real. So I'm the proof of her. That's one of my whys, right there. You know what I'm saying? How's that going to? How am I going to stop? No, I'm not stopping. You know what I mean? I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. Not only do I have a purpose behind what I'm doing, this brand, going global and everything, but there's a why as well. There's a why I won't stop. Why I have to. Why I will make sure this is going to, this is going to, work. This is going, I'm going to get up every day, and this is always going to be on my mind, right? And another why, of course, my siblings as well, just my family in general, period, providing for them, and that's, that's a why, period. That's a lot of why. That's a why that I'm pretty sure everyone would have, right? And just simple as that. And just being able to reach people and have be able to, I don't know, the sky's the limit, honestly, and be able to have a influence that just extends beyond my imagination, right? These are whys right here, right? So tell me right there from that even in just me explaining that to you and talking about it, how is the energy is there. I don't have to. You see it, you hear it, you feel it. That's the energy, just bouncing back and forth between, those two right there. That purpose, that why, right? So, man, you just have to have that purpose, that why, and that energy will come out of that. It's a byproduct of that. The energy, it's a byproduct of that. and so is the discipline, that would be there, wisdom, you know what I mean, inspiration, creativity, um, and it's just a byproduct of it, you know, having that energy is just a byproduct of it. Um, there's no quit, just get up and go. Get up and go. Get up and go. Get up and go. Get up and get up and go. Do what it is, and just, man. I mean, I think that's one. I think that's also a great way to check yourself. It's like, I mean, again, you have to really, really be practical about it, though. You know what I mean, you just be practical about it. The energy. There's gonna be times you're tired and not and whatnot, but it's not. I'm not saying like you'll never sleep or anything. Like you have to understand. It's just that energy. It's once you get to that place where again that purpose and that why, having that there, again another byproduct of having that is direction. That direction, you'll have that direction. God will give you that direction. That vision will also come from there too. That vision will also, God will give you that vision. God will give you that vision to see, where you have to go, what you have to do. It'll be it'll be seamless. It'll be smooth. You know what I mean? It's not something that will just be. It's not gonna be like anyone else's journey or anything like that too. Remember that it's not gonna be all uh sunshine and rainbows and lilies in the field. It you're still gonna go through life, but you know God's gonna see you through, and you will see what I mean when I'm talking about that energy. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. It won't be. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna. You won't feel the same when you're going to your job when you have that direction because you know what it is. Whether you're supposed to be at that job or it's a temporary thing, whatever the case may be, your energy will not be the same. Your energy will be on 100 because, again, it's direction. You know where you're going, what you have to do. All of that. You know what I mean? Your energy will be on 100 because you're not wasting it. It's not a wasteful energy. It's not. It's efficient and it's intentionally placed, purposefully placed within everything you do because you already know what essentially in a sense what your future will be as far as the work that you're trying to you know that you're putting in and you're creating and all of that. You're going to essentially be painting a picture here, as you go, and that is just and that energy, it's something that we're talking about and we can conversate about, but it can only truly be understood and felt, on your own, individually. We could talk about it all day, but for you have to actually understand it and just, yeah, understand it, period, and just, get it, really get it, is for you to step out and get busy. I mean, and put in that work and really understand, get that purpose and why down, and then from there, just see that energy. It's just it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. No one's gonna have to tell you what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? No one's gonna have to tell you. No one's gonna have to tell you what you're supposed to do because they don't even know. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. You know what I mean? No one's gonna tell you, oh, you have to do this. Like, no. Like now because then you'll get to a point. It's like your energy. You know why you're doing things that a certain way. Why you want to do this is that way. What you're looking toward. You're not gonna have life figured out. You know what I mean? But yeah, you that purpose and that direction. Like I said, God's your guide. He's given all of this to you for a reason, right? So you know what I mean. Settle down and let's let's just get started. Let's get started. You know, again, back to getting that purpose down, getting that why down. Um, because again, energy is a byproduct of that. And then, you can really understand that energy. It can't artificial energy cannot compare. You know what I mean? It's just something that comes from, you know, knowing what you're about, knowing what knowing what you're pretty much doing each and every day. It's on your mind each and every day. It's pretty much, it's like you see it's already done. It's already there before it's there in a sense. You're progressing towards it, but you already see it. You know what I mean? And it's like right in front of you, and that's where that energy comes from. It's like you're just ready to go. It's like what's next? What's next? All right, this that. So yeah, man, that energy is just it's always there. And it can't be faked. Can't be can't be faked. Can't be you know it can't be bought. Nah, it's there. It's just that it's their energy from answering that call. You feel me? It's that answering that call. Their energy is gonna be there, and yeah, and it'll allow you to just get up and go. Go after it, and without hesitation. You know, and there's no one needs to push you. No outside influence. No, no force. It's all you. The energy's coming from you know. It's finally working itself within you. That energy's just boom, 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 boom. You know, and again, it's just you can't. It's a byproduct of it because that energy is what it's what charge. It's the charge. It's the charge. You can't. No matter how nice your phone looks, if you don't charge your phone, all right, cool. It's not of any use. It's not working. It can't produce any results. It can't help me do anything. I can't look anything up. I can't take any pictures on it. I can't use any apps on it, any applications. I can't send any messages. I can't call anyone. I can't do anything that it has the capability to do, the functions that it has to do. It can't do anything. It has a battery and all. Doesn't matter if it's not charged. If it doesn't have that energy, that source of energy to be able to, well, looks a dope phone. I guess it might be too nice for you to just throw it out like that. But I mean, if you do, would you be wrong for it necessarily? You can recycle it rather. Would you be wrong for it? If it doesn't charge, what is the use? What is the use of it? And it's the same thing, it won't have the energy. There's no energy for it to function. And the phone can't function. What are you doing? You're just sitting there looking pretty, right? So essentially I'm just letting y'all know, man, that energy is it gets the work done. The energy gets the work done. The energy produces the results. The energy, you know, is needed, and it's there when you have that purpose, you have that why, and then all the various byproducts that come with it are there: direction, vision, um, and all the things you learn on on the way. Wisdom, get that wisdom, um, get that wisdom, man. The inspiration. You're always gonna be serving, no matter what. But you'll be more conscious of it, and with that, showing love. And yeah, man. But that energy, man. Specifically that energy. Since we're on since that's you know, the title of today, of this episode. Energy is a must, and it's needed. It's needed. Get up and go. You gotta get up and go. How else are you gonna put in that work? How else are you gonna do what you gotta do? So yeah. Yeah. Energy. How you think Eric Thomas got the energy to say, "Thank God it's Monday. Let's go." How you think he got the energy for that? Well, most of us, you know, sitting there like, man, thank God it's Friday. I've done that. I did that last week. Thank God it's Friday, man. Thank God it's Friday. But I said that because, man, thank God it's Friday because the pod be dropping. The podcast be dropping. You know what I mean? And and then the regular job week is over. You get to chill on the weekend. But in a definitely more uplifting sense rather than but back to the same old next week. It's like, nah. When you have that purpose, when you have that purpose and that why, man, there's no dreading the next day or the next week, and it's bigger than that. I mean, each and every day is you're working, even if you're not. If you don't think you're working though. You're working, and God got your back. Remember that. But that energy again is always there. So you're always ready. When that new idea pops up in your head, boom. That new idea pops up in your head because first off, you have the energy and you're already, within your purpose. You're already doing what you got to be doing now. But each and every day, you're working. The energy is there. So you're always on go. You're always charged up, right? So that energy does a lot of things for you. You're able to act, whatever it is, you're ready to go and do things and it's intentional there. You're doing it for a reason. It's there. The importance of energy is evident, to say the least. It's very evident. So yeah, man, that's episode 8, y'all. Get up and go. Need that energy. Must have that energy. The artificial stuff won't cut it. We're talking a different type of energy. Go get that. Need that natural energy. Need it. Need it. Don't have to take nothing. It's just there. Energy, man. Energy. Yeah. Oh, man. That's another episode of the books, episode 8. Hope y'all got something from it. Appreciate it for anyone listening, for all y'all listening, whoever's listening right now. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you. All of y'all who've been keeping up, who've listened to any of the episodes in the past, any or all of them. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all for real. And let's keep this going. Appreciate all y'all part of the Kwanza Global family. And I'm gonna keep this going because we got that energy. You feel me? And that's what keeps us going, man. You gotta have the energy for this. This is no This is not you know what I mean? It's for that. This is for the. It's a young man's game, right? A young man's game. We always gonna be young. We always gonna be young, cause there's always, you know, always got that energy on go. You know, gives you that rejuvenation. For real. But yeah, episode 8, man. That's it. Coming to a close. Again, hope y'all enjoyed this one. And you know, keep up with us again on our social medias, Kwanza Global, on our social platforms. And yeah, man, catch us, and keep that energy up. And yeah, we're gonna see y'all when we see y'all. All right, till the next episode. Kwanza Global family, we out. Peace.